Cliff said, yes, I'm Dave Shestokas. And a number of people, Cliff got it right. And Doug, where's Doug? Doug, you got it right. Doug Warlick, he got it right. And he pronounced it right. And of course, Bobby said it right. So there's Doug. Thank you very much, Doug. And you know what? You are correct in one sense. If we have legitimate county clerks that are doing their job properly, then there won't be anybody to prosecute on the election matters. So, Doug Warlick, Ford County Clerk, we're certainly in support of you. So thank you so much, Doug, for mentioning that. Again, Dave Shestokas. There's been people that have do have some trouble saying my name from time to time, and I imagine most of you probably have, when you were kids, and had what kids' interest in magic, and so I did magic tricks when I was a child, and we had a introduction to the magic show, and the introduction to the magic show, so that people could say the name right, was Hocus Pocus, the Great Shestokas. Okay, so this gives you the ability to say that properly. Okay, now, moving along, one of the things I actually do normally is talk to people about the office of the Attorney General, because many people do not understand what that job actually is. Primarily it's because when they hear the term Attorney General, they talk about the United States Attorney General. That's what comes to mind. The United States Attorney General, of course, is appointed by and serves at the pleasure of the President, and so ultimately executes the President's policies. The Illinois Attorney General is unlike that in any way, shape, or form. The Illinois Attorney General is elected by you, the people of the state of Illinois, and consequently has no duty to the governor, to the Department of Public Health, to the Board of Elections, to the Board of Education, but rather to you, the people, and is in charge with enforcing the law. There's something called the Illinois Attorney General Act, and the Illinois Attorney General Act actually indicates that the very first duty of the Illinois Attorney General is to represent the people of the state of Illinois. Now, I've got a slogan for the campaign. We've called it Make Crime Illegal Again. And there's reasons for that, but there's also a plan to do that. It's a little catchy, but there's reasons and a plan for that. As many of you know, there are prosecutors around the state who are not prosecuting crimes, and they're allowing individuals who in fact have committed crimes to go back out on the streets where they do not belong. In fact, this spills over into many places. I've had the opportunity to talk about law enforcement issues with Sheriff James Mendrick of DuPage County. He says at any given moment, about 80% of the people in DuPage County Jail have been folks that were improperly released from Cook County Jail. So these things that are not being prosecuted properly spill over into places like Kane County and elsewhere besides. So it doesn't just affect where Kim Fox is the state's attorney or where Eric Reinhardt is the state's attorney, but it affects people all over the state. And so we're going to do some things about that. One of the ways we're going to do something about that is I actually currently have a lawsuit pending against the Board of Elections. I'm representing the Illinois Conservative Union, and we are suing the Board of Elections, asking them simply for the data to determine whether or not they are properly maintaining the voter rolls. And the request that we put in for that, they simply said, no, you can't have the data. So ultimately, we had to sue them. And ultimately, we actually are just saying to the Board of Elections, follow federal law. There's something called the National Voter Registration Act that says they are entitled, that the Illinois Conservative Union is entitled to this data. And all the Board of Elections is saying is, we don't have to follow the law. And guess who the lawyer for the Board of Elections is? The Attorney General of the state of Illinois. And so the Attorney General of the state of Illinois is actually telling the people of the state of Illinois that their government does not have to follow the law. This is not the only place that this is happening. There's many, many other cases around the state where there's citizens just trying to vindicate either their statutory or their constitutional rights, and the Attorney General is litigating against them. On my first day as Attorney General, I will in fact bring these cases in. We will resolve them. We will start to represent the citizens. And when I get done, my best estimate is there'll be 40 or 50 assistant attorneys general that have nothing to do. We're going to give them something to do. We're going to now turn them loose on the Kim Foxes and the Eric Reinhardts of the world, and we will start arresting people with our own investigations, and we will start prosecuting those crimes. As I mentioned before, there's something called the Illinois Attorney General Act, and the Illinois Attorney General Act gives the Attorney General authority over any case in which the people of the state of Illinois have an interest. And every criminal case is captioned, the people of the state of Illinois versus the defendant. So we have, on your behalf, an interest in every criminal case, and we will do what's necessary to protect the people of the state of Illinois from criminals who have been released by other prosecutors. To that end, I am a former prosecutor. I was a prosecutor in Cook County back when we actually put people in jail. It's an interesting concept, but we actually used to do that. And over the course of my career in the office, I did more than 400 felony prosecutions and more than 10,000 misdemeanors. I have the experience to make sure that the assistant attorneys general that we charge with prosecuting criminal acts do their job properly. And so we will make sure that that happens. In regards to a couple other matters, Mr. Warlick mentioned the importance of elections. In 2016, I was in fact part of a Trump-Rubio legal team down in Broward County, Florida. I discovered 150,000 illegally opened ballots in a back room. So this is not new to 2020, but in 2020, I actually also was on the Trump team in Pennsylvania, and I worked for 5 weeks in Pennsylvania on election matters, ultimately went to court with Mayor Giuliani, and then after that I wound up testifying before the Pennsylvania Senate on election matters. And so I've been involved in election matters for a significant period of time, and I will tell you that among the duties for the Illinois Attorney General is in fact to prosecute election crimes, as Mr. Warlick was so kind to point out. So we will be doing that. On a third count in the more recent past as well, I also, during the course of the pandemic, sued on behalf of Standing in the Word Ministries in Morris, Illinois, and had that church open within 2 weeks, despite orders of the pandemic, despite orders of the church to be closed. So we have issues regarding religious liberty. I have experience regarding election law. I have experience regarding criminal prosecutions. It's vast across the experience of my 35 years as an attorney, and I also basically previously had the privilege to stand before a judge and say, "Good morning, Your Honor, David Shestokas, on behalf of the people of the state of Illinois." And I understand what that means. That means that I represent all the people, not just some of the people. And we will in fact do that. Again, I'm just gonna, Cliff was great at it, and I know Doug was great at it, Bobby was great at it, but can you guys say Shestokas?
Shestokas!
Yeah. One more time.
Shestokas!
Outstanding. Thank you so much. Dave Shestokas, Illinois Attorney General. Thank you very much.
Best of luck, my friend. Best of luck. Thank you. Just the